Good morning. Okay. I'm going to open my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, an Akashic Records Guide to Living a Fulfilled Life. And if you're feeling unfulfilled, this might be a great help for you. The Akashic Records contain the entire record of your soul, including everything that has ever happened to you as a soul and in all of your embodied lifetimes, and all of your in-between incarnations. The Akashic Records energetically connect you with your soul. Healing begins as you access your soul's Akashic Records with a sacred prayer. The opening prayer and the closing prayer create a sanctified container. This container allows you to safely explore challenging topics and to obtain new perspectives of your soul's purpose regarding key relationships, health issues, career, money, and other significant events and issues in your life. Most importantly, your Akashic Records link you with your soul's consciousness. Every time we activate the divine portal, the energetic elevator, to your Akashic Records, you receive healing by virtue of the conscious connection with your soul. The light of the Akasha amplifies the light of your soul, creating a deeper and more intimate connection between the human you and your soul's expanded consciousness. This is from page 48 in chapter 6. And this is how healing transpires in the Akashic Records. And I think it's an important chapter. I like them all. I benefit from them all on a regular basis. I mean, I just open to a page and I start reading, and it just helps me. It just helps me. So let's see. Good morning, Pat Hansen. So a little bit more reading just to get us in the mode. And I gotta go get... Just a moment. Get my Facebook group page lined up because I'm going to have both up so I can answer your questions. Here we go. Now we're talking. So, a little bit more reading just to keep us in the mode. Further, your soul is divinely designed to be the connecting link between you and the great creatress, the divine, which adds grace to your life. Who doesn't want grace in their life? Who doesn't want that benefit, that beautiful, unimaginable remedy for everything that ails us? These connections enhance your spiritual growth and the assimilation of new wisdom. Being in the energy of your soul through your soul's Akashic Records enlightens your perspective, allowing you to make appropriate changes effectively and easily. Some of these changes happen without your conscious awareness of them. Your Akashic Records amplify your soul, which does the healing, as your soul's light is reflected inside your body through the spark of light within each cell. The spark of light in each one of your cells recognizes and responds to the light of your soul. Illumination reigns as the truth is revealed about a higher purpose of the problem or question you presented. In the Akashic Records, the spoken word, the written word, and thoughts all transmit energy which are energetically impressed onto the very sensitive Akashic Records. Just have to turn this down. As nice as that is, it's too much. Okay. The spoken word is the most powerful of all three. So that's why when we open the records, I have you speak the prayer out loud, because that is powerful. It's also powerful for your subconscious to hear your own voice saying these things. It helps train the mind into a different perspective, into a more empowering place of receptivity. If I create a set of affirmations and then I record them in my own voice, it's like myself begins to believe myself. And of all things, we want ourselves to believe ourselves, because we're in there, we're it. And you want to be on your own side. You know? This is why we teach you to recite the Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness Akashic Records prayer out loud, and to write your responses to the interactive questions, because the written word is the second most powerful energy. The first is still the spoken word. When we say it, it's irretrievable. I mean, have you ever had a moment where you just wish you could bite back your words, like take them back and take them back inside yourself and not have released them out into the world? Yeah, we've all had that experience. So transformation or healing can happen on 3 levels. At the level of the story you tell yourself. At the level of causes and conditions. And at the level of your soul's energetic blueprint. So, your soul can be shifted at the level of the blueprint when something gets healed. And it might take that level of healing in order for whatever the issue is to be healed. All 3 levels increase your unconditional self-love and the profound awareness of the fact of your own soul's perfect presence. Okay, now the guides are ready. Let's get the records open, and when I come to the place where you add your legal name, please add your legal name as it is on your passport or your driver's license or some other important government-issued document. This is how the Akashic Records are organized, and so we're just conform for the highest good. By the power of divine light within us. Come, Holy Spirit, Spirit of light, Spirit of truth, for the highest good of all, fill our hearts with divine love. As we humbly ask permission to open the divine portal to the highest realm of the Akashic Records for, insert your legal name here. Akashic beings of light, guide me to the deepest truth of my being. releasing any blocks and restrictions to my abundance and highest good. Great Creatress, assist me to fully embody my soul's light, to fulfill my soul's purposes, and to heal any accumulated karma. Surround me with the enlightenment and wisdom of my masters, teachers, and loved ones. Clearly direct my perspective and actions to those that manifest my divine plan. Akashic beings of light, guide me to the deepest truth of my being, releasing any blocks and restrictions to my abundance and highest good. Great Creatress, assist me to fully embody my soul's light, to fulfill my soul's purposes, and to heal any accumulated karma. Surround me with the enlightenment and wisdom of my masters, teachers, and loved ones. Clearly direct my perspective and actions to those that manifest my divine plan. Akashic beings of light, guide me to the deepest truth of my being, releasing any blocks and restrictions to my abundance and highest good. Great Creatress, assist me to fully embody my soul's light, to fulfill my soul's purposes, and to heal any accumulated karma. Surround me with the enlightenment and wisdom of my masters, teachers, and loved ones. Clearly direct my perspective and actions to those that manifest my divine plan. Free of all resistance, judgment, and fear, we are now filled with divine love, and the records are now open. You may have found that a book is dropped into your lap. The book may have a title or a letter on the outside that indicates it has to do with you. And just open that book to a record of your soul's entire journey that is most important for you now. And what I'm seeing in these books, in these records, is that as we stand in the light of our own healing to date, as we command and acknowledge the healing that we have received to date, we are even more updated, healed, restored, refined, and we become more present in the present moment, fully acknowledging all the healing that we've received all along our journey, however small. If it only required a Band-Aid or an apology or a forgiveness, stand in that. You had the courage to experience it, to include it in your life plan, your divine plan for this particular life. And so it is important at this time to stand in what has occurred and acknowledge it. Own it. It is yours. You earned it. And as you stand in the acknowledgement of your own healing, your light, your consciousness, your soul is updated. And as your soul evolves, so you evolve. And as you evolve, your soul evolves. And the more you are able to be a contribution to the world and to this life, the more you are able to bring the strengths, the gifts, the talents, the abilities that you have brought forth in this life to conscious fruition. Many of you have made many big changes in your lives in the recent months, or the last year and a half. You have brought forth great strengths and had to work through some difficult times when it was uncomfortable, unsettled, and unsettling. But you have remained in cooperation with your soul, in congruence with your soul, because that is what is appropriate for you and has enabled you to be the powerful being that you are in this lifetime. You let go of many, many things in the last year and a half. Let go of many ideas and come face to face with the truth of your own beliefs, your own values, what is important for you. And you've remained steadfast to this truth that creates a framework of strength inside your body. The strength to be you, to honor your own self as your insides declare it to be. Over and over, you have chosen yourself and to honor yourself and to be true, to vibrate in harmony with your insides, such that the outsides begin to shift and move and change in accordance with this. Thank your body for being strong, for being able, for knowing. How to be, how to assimilate these truths and these adjustments, even if you had to take many of them on blind faith and follow that inner compass. You are doing so well. Good morning, Davina. Good morning, Tom Ryan. Good morning, Gabrielle. Good morning, Pat. I'm so glad to have you here. I do love to take your questions. We have the records open, and that means we are enabling a new perspective. And so if you do have a question, please write it in the comments. Sometimes it takes a little time for Facebook to catch up with us in our time, but I'm ready for those if you wish. Just gonna get a little sip of tea. The time this morning has flown by. Did you feel when we had the records open there, and as you were realizing how you have stood by yourself in these changes, the shift in energy, the structure that has been created and strengthened inside your body? A very physical structure, a very visible, potent, energetic pathway or network of pathways running through your body, built on this new allegiance to your inner truths. At this time in life, we can't afford to sacrifice our inner truths, to dispose of them, or to trade them off for somebody else's convenience, or to protect others from the truth of our beliefs and understandings. We stand in all that we have worked so hard to be, to acknowledge the light that we are and that we bring to this world. The light that we are, that we bring to this troubled world. And our allegiance to ourselves creates pathways for others to follow, strengths for others to see, that helps others move more deeply into the truth of themselves, the eternal light that they are, that you are, that we are. We always have been. Be the light that you are. Be the truth that you are. Be the principles upon which you stand and which has supported you and uplifted you into your own level of integrity, your own authority. There you go. Good. You feel that candle, a light inside you that is the example of the authority, the self-authority that you have within. You have worked hard to get here. You have applied yourself, and you felt yourself slide back and claw at new ground, reach for the stars. You followed the craving for the truth and the light. And your divine accommodation, your divine relationship with the God, Goddess, the all that is of your understanding. You move more and more each and every day into partnership with the divine, for you know that you are here by divine assignment. How does that make you feel? You're here by divine assignment. Maybe you want to put into the comments, I am here by divine assignment. And I welcome it. I am here by divine assignment. Put that into the comments. Take a stand for yourself. Even if you don't know all the details of what your assignment is, you are here by divine assignment. You chose to be incarnated at this time in human history by divine assignment. And your life plan, your divine plan was rubber stamped by the divine. She knows what's going on. The divine always knows what's going on. The divine knows what's going on. And so we take refuge in that and in our relationship with the divine. And even if you feel that you are blindly feeling, inching, mini-stepping your way through this life, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, month by month, you are sourcing yourself in the truth of who you are, the light within. And you are here by divine assignment. Yes, Pat, you are definitely here by divine assignment. I know that to be true. Go and write it. See how it feels. Experiment. Take a stand in what is real for you. Take a stand in something maybe even that you're just hoping it is real for you if you put it down on Facebook. I guarantee you that throughout this day you will find yourself being more and more in alignment with the statement, I am here by divine assignment. And I accept that assignment. I revel in the opportunity that it presents me. I allow myself to be a gift to others. I allow myself to grow. And be truthful with myself, with the divine, and with the outside world. You're here by divine assignment, not by accident. There are no accidents. It's a very purposeful universe. The divine is in charge of the timing, the time, the details. And even if you feel that you are groping your way through and barely know that glimmer of light within, the more that you bring yourself to that glimmer of light within and own it, the more you will feel the clarity of your divine assignment. And, we're stepping out of the herky-jerky energy of February and into a much more cohesive energy in March here. And many, many little pieces of the puzzle are falling into place and fitting together. And it's requiring a stepping into them, like, just go for it. Like, what do you have to lose? Really? What do you have to lose? What more did you want? The divine's telling you that she's behind you. She's with you. There are no accidents. We are who we are. And we are here by divine assignment. Now, technically, I'm here to answer questions. Oh. Lisa says, to me that's sad that I would be here by divine assignment, that there's no escape. I feel that I'm here for her entertainment. Well, that is a sad thought, to think that you're only entertainment. I don't think that calibrates you with the truth of who you are, with your vividness, with your incredible intelligence and your beauty and your creativity. I think that all of those are plugged directly into the divine, and that has to do with your divine assignment. And I think of all the opportunities you had to sell out on yourself over your whole life, to try to sell out, just to try and please people, to get parents to love you, to get people to cooperate, to be seen. You have remained steadfast and truthful with yourself, and you kept moving towards yourself, even if it was in the face of you're the one woman in a room full of men going, what do you have to say? And you say it, and you're right. Whether they recognize it or not, you had the courage to do that, Lisa. You had the courage to kick aside obstacles, to disown untruths that were foisted upon you. There's no escape from the truth of your enduring, vivid light. And your endurance and your willingness to love in spite of possible problems showing up. Your willingness to be kind to people. This is how you put life together in spite of the unkindness that you were shown through so much of your life. You remain one who uplifts others and reaches out and extends yourself to people through art and smiles and truth. In that, stand by me and stand by those you love, including stand by yourself. That you are here by divine assignment because you set it up to begin with. You set up some very difficult challenges to overcome, and you have done it faithfully and elegantly. And the result is that you have discovered love and vast resources of creativity and intelligence. You've discovered partnership. You've discovered your strengths. Well, yes, it's her fantastic joke on you, but when you say it's her fantastic joke on you, you speak of it like you're a victim of it, and really, you helped her write it. You know, we get to be the straight men for the jokester, right? And Pat says we are all one of a kind, divine pieces that fit together to create a whole oneness. And the thing about this time in life is that these herky-jerky, odd pieces that barely fit together and could not quite get off the ground or make a full picture, create a full picture, in February are coming together to make a new vision. And sometimes the old has to crumble away. A lot of good that ever did. I think the divine is holding you as well. These are just difficult moments. And I accept those difficult moments, and I step into your circle and love you so that it makes it easier for you to bear what you're going through right now. And if as you witness the way the divine holds me, so the divine is holding you as well. Come and sit on her lap. She's with you. I'm with you. And it is hard to see the good that is actually coming through all the bad that is going on right now. I think that the divisiveness and the wars and the external so-called evidence outside of us are reinforcing our commitment to peace, to being peaceful beings, to being loving, to stepping away from opinions and judgments that we've used to defend ourselves or to keep others out, to keep us safe from the invaders, whoever they are. The invaders are my bad thoughts, my bad beliefs, my beliefs that don't acknowledge the divinity of others. And I acknowledge the divinity of all of you who are watching today. You were all created by the divine. You all express a spark that the divine light gave you when she created you as a point of consciousness and a soul. And bringing all that outward looking back inward and identifying yourselves with that spark of light within, that perfectly engineered, perfectly brilliant, multifaceted spark of light within. That is the truth of who you are. That is more like what Pat was saying about us being divinely created components, perfectly to come together to make whole, a oneness, all together. And I feel you. I feel the sadness. And it's not unreasonable to be sad. Of course you're sad. Of course it's difficult right now. Of course. It feels like too much. That the divine is asking entirely too much, and it's being put upon you. Of course, you have worked hard to be here. And even if you feel that you have to scream and yell at the divine, you say, I claim my strength. For I know you gave it me when you created me the way you created me. Even in the difficult times, your divine light shows through in your earnestness and your willingness to be where you are, how you are, what you are in the moment. You cannot be otherwise. It's just the truth of who you are. And it is just the moment. It's not the be-all and end-all of life. This is not the last train stop on the route, leaving you high and dry in the desert. It may feel like that though, and I understand. And if you was a divine, what would the divine say through you to you about your divine assignment? The mind can be a shifty thing. The mind can give us messages of negativity and difficulty and victimhood and overstressed, overwhelmed, overchallenged efforts. But I continue to hold you in the light because I know that's your rightful place, your rightful way of being, and the truth about you. I continue to see you all as divine beings, as beautiful sparks of light. Do we all agree on our assignment on a soul level? Absolutely, we generated it. We generated the people to play their parts in our lives. We set up the play, the players, the environment. We chose the timing to be born in order to maximize the opportunity to grow in specific ways and challenge ourselves in specific ways. And many times we choose from a group of souls to participate with. You may have chosen to be to play a certain part in another soul's divine plan, and because they said, well, I think I need this in order to develop compassion or to develop substance or belief in myself or create an identity that is more fulfilling, or to step out of a rut. We may have chosen to participate in others' lives in order to be that for them, just as they said they would participate in our lives and be that for us. Because we asked them and they said yes. So we pull from this pool of other souls that we're familiar with. And actually we choose them to play the bad guys for us because we know that they love us. And we know that they can get the job done. Even if it's difficult, the job of being a horrendous mother or a really bad father or the molester, the rapist, the bad guy, the robber, the terrorizer, the crazy person, the tormentor. We're familiar with these people. We've participated in each other's lifetimes, in each other's plays, in each other's dramas, in order that we might all grow and become more one with the divine in the process. And so often, many people, and I see this on a lot of basis, when people choose a very difficult childhood, then they get a lot of that difficulty out of the way in the beginning so that they spend a lot of the rest of their lifetime sorting out what doesn't apply to them, that no longer is required for them to grow, and that growth can come through joy, through unity, through congruence, through benevolence, rather than upset, drama, torture, mayhem. And yes, we created it. We designed it in. And it's a hard thing to hold, to think that I choose a parent or a loved one or a rapist or somebody who hurt me deeply. Why would I choose a body that has 3 tubal pregnancies, a miscarriage, and then adopts a baby and then has to give it back after 28 days? Why? Because that creates humility and compassion in me for suffering. And it also frees me up to be the spiritual path that I am on and that I am so enjoying. It builds me into the right person for the path. And we are all providing healing for ourselves, and we are all providing healing for others at some level, however intimate or at a distance. It's true. It's true. And the divine assignment, it wasn't so much issued, like, thou shalt do this because I have said so. It's literally, we present it, and our soul guides, when we're in the soul realm designing this life, there are more highly developed beings supervising the process and encouraging us to take leaps of faith and to be creative and to go about things in a different way and to not insist on doing it the same way and running into the same brick walls. And once the divine assignment has been agreed upon, the divine herself rubber stamps it. She says, how creative. So it is. And off we go. We begin the next incarnation. And they're telling me to say also that this is not our last whack at it. This may not be the last version of life for us. This may just be a version. And this may be a life during a time that is most conducive to growing at the greatest rate, to evolving at the greatest rate, both personally and as a soul. And if it would be better to have another life at, say, the 1850s in the United States, then another incarnation can be created there, or maybe going on at the same time as this incarnation. But we choose the timeline, and we choose the players, and we choose some of the major events in our lives. And all the little choices along the way make us go right at a certain time and go left. We have free will. We do get to make the most of who we are at any given moment. And if the best I can do at this moment is to break down into a puddle of tears and feel victimized and sorry for myself, it might be necessary as a flushing out of that grief and that negativity and that disappointment and that difficulty, so that a new perspective can arise from within. Yes, we do all agree on our assignment on a soul level. And if we can get our personality to get with the program, it's a little easier. There's less resistance. But that's what I love about the Akashic Records, because the Akashic Records are free of judgment, resistance, and fear. So it's a safe place to discover the truth about who I am, or who you are, and to come to peace with all that has caused us to be the way that we are. And come to peace with the fact that we chose it. It is a difficult thing to think, I chose my molester. And I chose to live with an administration like we have now. I chose so that I could further stand by my truth and put down my weapons. And know that this body will pass, but my soul is forever. It's eternal. Let's see how we doing here. I'm gonna refresh my page, see if anybody else has anything to say. Does anybody else want to say, I am my divine assignment? Does anybody else feel as sad and hopeless as Lisa's feeling? I get it. There's a lot of good reason to feel that way. And being more and more in alignment with your own soul allows us to be more and more in alignment with the divine, and to receive divine instructions and the nudges and the love and the support and the compassion that the divine has for us moment by moment, like a constant flow, ever present. We're not doing this all alone. We are in partnership with the divine. And there are days, maybe even weeks, where it feels like, wait a minute, what did I agree to? I'm sure that many people who are in war-torn countries, because at our hands, that our country supplied the weapons, or the boots on the ground, or the hands behind the drones. In spite of that, the divine is causing us to turn inward and be that light. To be the kindness in the grocery store, at the gas pump, on Facebook. To have compassion for ourselves and others. So I think we're getting to the place where we close the records. We thank the great Creatress and her Holy Spirit for love, protection, and healing received this day. We thank the Akashic beings of light for guidance, and we thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for wisdom and direction. The divine portal and the Akashic Records are now closed. Amen, amen, amen. And if you need help privately, and it's time for you to have a reading, please find me at anniechannels.com. Make an appointment with me. We can do a reading on the phone. We can do a reading on Zoom. I can take a one question that's just got you stumped, and we'll go from there. There's a broad range of low-cost options as well as higher cost options. It just depends on what you can work with now. But I'm available to you, and I love you all, and I thank you all for being here. I really, really do. I think you'll find working with me quite valuable. All right. I love you. Goodbye now. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe. And I thank you for being here. And share videos. These can be very helpful for other people. I appreciate it. Thank you.